back for another bit of fun here at Digimarcon Mid-Atlantic in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. I haven't gotten to experience the brotherly love yet, but I'm hoping to this evening when I'm out and about. We'll find out. But I tell you what, it's been warm and filled with hugs and great networking and information here inside Digimarcon today. So I can say it's a win. So right now we've got Harper here joining me. Harper is an attendee, first time at Digimarcon.
Absolutely.
Right. And guys, I'm going to let him tell you, but what he's involved in and what he does is freaking fantastic. And I love it. So I will let you explain.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me on, Chad. It's always nice having someone here in Philly who can express that, Philly has a lot of hugs and that the city of the brotherly shove, the Philadelphia Eagles, it's not all an angry shove. Sometimes it's just like, hey, good to see you.
Brotherly shove.
Absolutely. Hey, that's the new name for it, I
Gotcha.
suppose. Yeah. So with that, I work around in Philadelphia, and my company, Tamin, we help people who have physical disabilities get access to all kinds of digital information, whether that is paying their bills, some trainings, making documents accessible. Really, if you are someone who is blind, deaf, has a motor disability, if you are paralyzed, we make sure that we make information as accessible and equitable as possible, because access to information is a human right. Everyone has the right and opportunity to be able to live their life.
Sure. Again, I don't know how great the microphone's picking up, so I may want to get you a little closer here.
Yeah.
Okay, I get somebody who's hearing impaired. We make things audible so they can use digital stuff.
Yeah.
Tell me how the process works for someone who's blind.
Fantastic question, Chad. So when you are someone who is blind or has a visual disability, it can be low vision, you have a couple ways to access the internet. The most common one, or the most prevalent one in today's digital age, is called a screen reader. What that is a small piece of software or technology, and it allows you to go through every single page, every single button essentially on a website, and it will read to you what's going on. Have you ever been messing around on your computer, on your email, and you press tab and it jumps from like link to link to link? That is how a screen reader works, in very much simplifying it. When you have that bit of the screen reader's code able to access each piece of information, it allows you to go to another link, enter in your name into a field form. It's pretty incredible. One of the big things that makes accessibility so important is, let's say that you're someone who is low vision and you're trying to buy a present for someone's birthday, a Halloween costume, a Christmas present. If you are buying something on a clothing website, on an e-commerce store, and you have low vision, not even blind, just low vision, and let's say that you want to buy a certain size of clothing, you want to buy an extra large shirt, and if you're low vision, you're not going to know if it says extra large or extra small. It's just going to say X to you, so you don't know which one you're getting. Yes, that is why on those photos, as well as photos on really any website and on social media as well, it's very key to have alternative text, commonly known as alt text, in any photo. And it doesn't have to be super, super long. You just have to let someone know what is in the photo for the amount of time it would take them to hear it via a screen reader, which is pretty fast reading, to someone who has full vision use, fully able-bodied, able to just look at the photo and say, oh, it's a photo of Harper and Chad doing a podcast at Digimarcon.
Right.
Yeah, just pretty quick.
So this is something that people who have their own websites and are doing these things it's kind of like doing your part to help.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is us, I guess, trying to give back in a way that is really important, because the thing about disabilities it's not just something that you may be born with or develop and then that's your life. It can be situational, like if you break your arm, or it can be something that is temporary, like if you just had a baby or had a new puppy. You are holding your new little friend in your arm and you can only cook dinner with one hand. That's a situation, that's a temporary disability. And something that I am very much not looking forward to is, as people age, myself, my family, more disabilities crop up as we age. They could be mobility, vision. I wear glasses. That's a form of vision disability. We
Right.
just don't really
We
think
don't
of it
label
that
it
way.
that way usually. Yeah.
Exactly. It's not commonly known as such. So that's something that I am really looking to try and help move forward, because eventually I'm going to need it.
Right.
Yeah, the work I do now is just, if nothing else, it's going to help at least the people I know and love and future me.
Yeah, I love that. And by the way, I misspoke earlier about the deaf and having audio stuff. That I totally
noticed.
misspoke.
I was gonna.
And it just clicked in my head. I'm like, so I apologize to anybody if that offended or whatever. That's not what I meant. Obviously,
Yeah, subtitles are,
Yes.
If someone is deaf or has a hearing disability, subtitles are and captions are really key. That being said, there's a common phrase in the digital accessibility and disability community, which is progress over perfection. We would much rather have someone come in and say, hey, I tried this. Is it right? Is it wrong? Let me know, what do you need, instead of not saying anything at all. Otherwise, progress never moves forward. It's much better to know and be wrong and make a mistake of ambition than a mistake of, I don't want to mess up, I'm not going to choose anything at all.
yeah, I think it'd be great to get if you guys can help get the paradigm shift. Like for marketers, we think alt text, we start thinking things like SEO, we think captions, we think, oh, most people don't turn the volume on, they're going to read the captions. We don't think, hey, we're doing this and we're helping people with these disabilities. We don't think that way, right?
We do not. It's seen, even then, seen. It's really known as digital accessibility, alt text, captions. It's something to do after. It's better to incorporate it in the beginning or moving forward as soon as you can as a best practice for your company's marketing. It's really pretty easy. It can be as simple as just adding alt text to that LinkedIn photo, or if you're linking an article from your website or to a client's website, if that article has alt text in the original website URL, header photo, then it's going to have alt text in the LinkedIn link that people see going through LinkedIn, or that people hear using a screen reader on LinkedIn, which is important. And it's really easy to just be looking at it and think, it's not a big deal. If you're someone who doesn't really know what that is, then it's a big deal, because we all want people to find our products, to connect with them, to resonate with them. Going the extra mile really matters. People are and do want to buy your product. They want to get to know your company, and they want to feel like they're buying from someone who cares and gives a hoot.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we all look, guys. We all know somebody, or we all know somebody who has some type of disability. So, from an empathy standpoint, I think it would be easier to picture somebody that or have met, and think of what a struggle they actually go through, and try to just picture what that's like in their shoes. And I think for all of us, it'll help change the idea of when we think, oh, alt text. I need to do that because I care, not because I'm just going to get more marketing out of it, but because you actually care for the people.
Absolutely. Everything starts with empathy and from the heart, and putting yourself in other people's shoes. We're marketers. We are all about communication, about conveying the idea and letting people know this is why it's great. This is a reason why it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're accounting for more people, and you get more money and more traction because of that. Do I have time for a quick accessibility story?
Oh, of course.
Fantastic. Thank you, Chad.
I love stories.
Oh, so do I. They're the best. So this is not my personal story. It's one that I read in an excellent book, Mismatch by Kat Holmes, who is an amazing accessibility executive. She worked for Microsoft. I believe she's working for Salesforce now. And in it, she wrote an amazing chapter about technology that maybe it was pigeonholed as being only for a select market, and then suddenly it is for everybody, similar to how Uber, their market was only for rides for limousine drivers. They adjusted and expanded it for everyone, and now Uber is Uber. So imagine that you are a young mom, you're at the beach, and your 4-year-old really wants ice cream. Your 6-year-old is, they're thirsty, and you're trying to think, okay, it's hot, I need sunscreen. How do I get all this done? When you're at the beach, you're going to use your cell phone to GPS it, to get anywhere you need to go. Well, way back in the day, before mobile phones were really a big thing, these smartphones, that technology to look at your phone in the sun when you're at the beach, that is called, or that's really a contrast technology for color contrast, which was originated and developed to help people who have color blindness and other type of visual disabilities. And that was really only used for desktop computers, and then it was pigeonholed there. And it's like, okay, there's no real other market for this, we're fine. Mobile phones come out, people take their mobile phones, their smartphones to the beach, it's too dark to see anything. Suddenly contrast checkers, they're hot stuff. They're on the top of the market again. Everyone wants to upgrade that technology. We would have been so much further behind on that technology if we did not make it for people who have that accessibility need beforehand. You know, creating accessible technology, making things accessible in the digital space, web, on apps for digital documents, PDFs, everything, it is necessary for some and it's beneficial to all.
I like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. Now, this is also your first Digimarcon.
Absolutely.
What have you gotten out of it? What have you liked so far?
Absolutely. So this has been a really big experience into marketing and AI and how they relate. So that's really helpful. It's definitely made me think, what is the accessibility angle with AI, and how does content made by ChatGPT 3.5 for other AIs, ones that are that create images and other visual content, how accessible are they not? So that's something that I'm going to research later. Independent of accessibility, it's really interesting to meet all kinds of different people in Philadelphia.
Sure.
I've ran into an old friend that I hadn't met in a long time, so it was great to see her. And I've learned so much, learning about what the value of SEO is in the span of AI, understanding how to best coordinate brainstorming sessions in a small and larger team, which I had my own ideas for it from a design thinking perspective. From a marketing perspective, very different style, which I really enjoyed. It's always good to know how to do something in a different way because it could be better. You don't know until you try it.
Absolutely. So it sounds like it's been a good experience for you.
Oh, of course.
Awesome. Hey, I really appreciate hanging out with me, Harper. And
you too, Chad.
I'm gonna let you get back to these sessions so you're not missing out on some other great information.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, guys, we'll see you